Alright then guys, welcome to the video, welcome back to the channel, and yeah, as you can see, the Civic isn't here. This is a video I didn't think I would need to make because I have never actually had an issue where the car wouldn't run until now. So the car is currently 15 minutes away, stranded in a village, parked up on the road because, yeah, I can't drive it currently. So I posted about this on Instagram and asked if you guys wanted to see a video about this, and a massive majority of you said that you did. So yeah, here I am making this video. So currently it's the day after everything happened, so I've currently got the parts on order and I'm waiting for them to arrive. So they should be with me tomorrow, but I can't fix the car tomorrow because I need to go somewhere else. So I'm hoping I can fix it the day after. So at this point in time, I don't know if that is definitely the fix, but I'm pretty sure it is. But massive shout out to Kaizen for sorting me out super fast on getting these parts sent out so that I can actually fix the car when I'm back. So what I'll do is I will explain to you what has happened. So I was driving home and I pulled off a dual carriageway up onto a roundabout and it came to standstill traffic, and I start seeing what looked like smoke coming out of the engine bay of the car, and I was like, this is weird. I checked my temperature gauge, that wasn't going up, so I was like, is this smoke? Am I on fire? Not really sure what's going on. Pull further round onto the roundabout, still standstill, and it's not going away. So I'm like, I need to check out what this is. So I get out the car, because it's all standstill traffic anyway, get out the car, pop the bonnet, have a look, and coolant is everywhere. Like all over the engine bay, all down the front of the bumper, leaking out steam, obviously, but that's how I spotted it. And I'm in standstill traffic, so I really don't want to break down there. So I basically managed to baby it to a petrol station, which is where I was aiming to get to anyway, to get some fuel. That's when I filmed this video. So as you can see, I have definitely got a leak going on, but the car temperature was still fine. The engine light would come on, then it would turn off, then it would come on. I haven't actually at this point in time checked if that's a code or whatever, I'm not sure. My dad, it turns out, is only about 15 minutes away, so he drives and ghosts me back towards home, and I don't make it. Basically, the car starts overheating and I get no hot air coming through the vents. So yeah, I've run out of coolant in the system. So pull over onto a lay-by, go to a local garage, pick up some coolant to pour into the system, hopefully being able to baby it home. That turns out to not be the case, because as soon as I pour it in, I hear it leaking out of what turns out to be the top radiator hose. So I guess the benefit to pouring that liquid in was I found out what the actual problem was, but the downside was of how expensive that coolant was because it was from a garage. So anyway, based on that, I couldn't leave it in the lay-by it was in because that's just so dodge. So I ended up driving it because it had been long enough for it to cool down. I then drove it into the local village that was near there and parked it up on a residential street, like off of, like out of the way of prying eyes and everything. So it does just look like a parked car at the moment. But basically, that's where we're at right now. Yeah, it looks like it's just the top coolant hose is split in the middle. I don't know for sure yet, so when we cut to me actually trying to fix it, I'll show you more, because at this point in time I don't actually know if that's definitely the problem, but I'm assuming it is. So I've ordered an extended coolant hose in black silicone, because why not upgrade as I'm having to replace this part anyway, and I've ordered 5 litres of like OEM Honda Coolant as well. So that's why the car isn't here, and yeah, this is the first time the car's actually failed me, like properly failed me in 5.5 years, and it's down to a coolant pipe that's probably just wear and tear because it's 18 years old. So it's pretty good going, to be honest. So what we will do now is cut to me in the future, hopefully fixing this problem. At this point in time, I don't really know what's going to happen. So enjoy the rest of the video, and I hope that future me fixes the car and that the issue is what I think it is currently, if you get what I mean. Here we go. Okay guys, here we are, and the car is looking even more sorry for itself because I parked it under a telegraph pole, so it's absolutely covered. Look at this, this is absolutely disgusting. All down the side of the car, all of this. So basically, not that you can see much yet, what I'm gonna do is pull this apart so I can start showing you what's going on. Still got coolant on the bottom side of the bonnet as well, so yeah, not looking great. But here is the hose that I'm gonna be replacing the broken one with. So again, I'll show you this more when we get to actually installing that. So hopefully this thing will fix the problem that I actually have. And I've also got, as I said the other day, 5 litres of Honda coolant. So hopefully this is the solution. I'm not sure how much is actually left in the system at this point in time, because I need to flush the system out and everything anyway, so you'll see what happens as I figure it out. And just like that, the airbox and the hose are out and the grill is off. And basically, as soon as I took the grill off, I saw that the hose actually has come off of the radiator at the top. So I think the issue is actually that, and the hose itself is actually probably fine. Now that I've ordered the other one, I might as well put it on because it will look a lot better. And this is 18 years old and it does feel a bit squidgy. So probably didn't need to order it, and probably could have just clipped it back on here, but I couldn't see that, and as it was dark and it seemed way more serious. So I'm hoping all we basically need to do is just put this other hose on and then we can just flush the system and get going. But what I'll do is I'll get this hose off, show you the difference between this hose and the hose that's going on, and then we'll install it. So here we have the hoses side by side. As you can see, this is an extended hose because usually you would order this if you wanted to clear a throttle body if you're running a different inlet manifold. Because I stayed with a standard throttle body and did some trimming, I ended up not needing this, but I did almost order this before. So yeah, it does look like there's nothing wrong with this hose, but I might as well just replace it with this one because this will look nicer in the engine bay anyway. So we're going to get this one in and you'll be able to see the difference and see the different run that this now takes compared to this one, because obviously you can see the length is pretty different. Also, whilst everything's out and easier to get to, I'm going to give in here a wipe, because if you can see down here I've got pools of coolant on the gearbox, and just generally I can give this more of a clean with everything out, because obviously this is all covered with the induction kit and everything. So give this a wipe down, then we'll get that hose in. Okay, so I'm just going to offer this in now as I have wiped down everything. And now we're ready to put these clips on further back to make sure this thing doesn't pop off again. Okay, just like this, and you slide it on. So yeah, we're using P-grips to get that back on. As you saw, that went on pretty easily. That is the non-rusty one. So now it's time to get this harder one on, because it's got to meet around here, which is obviously this part is in the way. So hopefully this isn't too bad. Okay, so to get it to where we have actually, we decided to use some standard pliers because the gap through this gap here is just not big enough for the P-grips. So get some standard pliers on this and yeah, just push it through from the other side and you should be able to get it to here. Yeah, also don't forget to put some sort of lubricant on your pipes, because that will always help things move a lot easier. Okay, so that is the new pipe installed. So now it is time to flush the system. Had a look in the expansion tank and there's pretty much nothing in here. This thing just got rid of all of its fluids. So yeah, we're gonna jack the car up to be able to get to the drain plug on the radiator, just so we know where that is. And then we'll fill this up just with plain water to flush through the system, drain that all out again, and then we'll put in the Honda coolant. So we're gonna jack the car up now and start that process. Okay, so we jacked the car up, as you can see, got an axle stand under there, and we're now just draining from the bottom hose that connects to the bottom of the radiator. So as you can see, liquid's coming out, which is good because that means that there was some stuff still in the block and I wasn't running this thing completely dry when I managed to get it to here. Okay, so here is the rest of the coolant. That's as much as we got out of the car. So what we've now done is there's 4.5 litres of just water in here, and that took it to the top of the radiator. So good bit of knowledge that 4.5 litres seems to be a full system. We haven't filled the expansion tank up all the way for this flush through, so we're hoping that it should be fine. Let's find out. We're just gonna, yeah, dump this fluid now. So as you can see, we're draining out. This is getting pretty much clear now, which is good. We're gonna do another flush through because it turns out we have found the drain plug. We weren't sure because it was plastic, we were scared. But this is the drain plug. This is what you're looking for. I will show you where this is because you can see it from above if you have everything out like I do. So I will get a shot of this when it's back in so you can see it. But this is what you're looking for to be able to drain your radiator if you ever need to for whatever reason. So as you can see, we're just releasing it down there. I'll try and get a better shot of this from underneath the car, but it's just that plastic thing just goes in there, and as you can see, comes out, and then you take the whole thing out and it does that. Just fresh water coming out means we've fully flushed it. I mean, I've missed it all because it drained so quickly, but so it's just a trickle now, but yeah, you can see it coming out there. Just for demonstration, we'll put a bit more water in and you'll be able to see this just flush straight out as soon as this gets poured in. And you see it, there you go. So it is really hard to get like a point of reference under here, but the center line of the car is here. So it's to the left if you're under it like this. And there's a little drain hole that it will drain through as well. So that's what you're looking for if you're under here. See this here, that's what you're looking for, that's the drain plug. We've flushed this through twice now, so it's time to fill up with the Honda coolant. So we are pretty much at the point now where I can put the car back together and start it up to run this all through the system. So I would recommend just buying the Honda coolant anyway, because it's not that expensive. It's only, I think, £20 for a bottle, around that sort of price. So the Honda coolant is blue, if that matters to you or not, whatever. So they send you 5 litres, so it'll take about 4.5 litres into the radiator, and the expansion tank is around 500, 600 as well. So between the both, that is the 5 litres, so that's fully topped up now. So next step, I'm gonna put the car back together so we can start this thing and start getting it up to temperature. Okay, so as you can see, induction kit back on. I'm gonna leave the grill off for now, just in case it starts bubbling out or whatever and creates a mess. I don't wanna get that all over that. So yeah, it's time to start it. Let's see what happens. Here we go. First start in 3 days. We have life. I do not have an engine light either, which is what I did have earlier. All right then guys, so we've done a full heat cycle and doesn't seem to be too bad. We're getting some steam coming from the residue of whatever fluid was left over just on the radiator, because I did get a bit freaked out that I was just leaking from somewhere else. But yeah, because this thing just emptied everything from here, we're just getting just steam coming off of this area, but it's not actually leaking anything new, which is obviously what we want. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, well, I've got to drive it home, so the drive home will be the first real test of this thing under load and all that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna drive this home and then I'll see you guys when I get back, and yeah, I'll let you know if anything goes wrong. And there we go guys, I made it home. I've made it back in one piece. There are no issues. There was nothing like out of the ordinary going wrong on the drive back. Tried a little bit of VTEC, then tried some through town driving, so like that slow and then that fast, trying to get it to heat cycle and all that sort of stuff. So we're all good, which I'm so happy about. But as you can obviously tell, my day is not done because I need to get this absolute travesty off of this car. So that's gonna be my next job actually guys. So I'm gonna end this one here. So thank you guys for sticking with me through this one, because I didn't really know what was actually gonna happen. So quite glad it was an easy fix, and hopefully this has been able to help you guys out in some way or form. Go check out loads of other videos on the channel of this car when it isn't broken, because there's plenty of those there. So go check those out. Subscribe to the channel if you wanna see more videos from me in the future. Give this one a like, drop a comment down below if this has happened to you before, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.